Hi everybody, this is the 01 EDC slider. It's the latest piece from a company formerly known as Mackie, and there were some issues with the rollout. Most of us on the groups are aware of that, and I'm not going to get into that. It's being handled, it sounds like, in a very admirable way. We can only hope for everyone involved that you get your toy back as soon as possible. I know it sucks, but I have to say I do admire how well it's being taken care of. Now, about the slider, I love it. I think most people who've had one that didn't have any trouble is very happy with it. It's a big improvement. We have motion sliding in both directions this time, unlike the CP3, which only let you go in one direction. It's a little thicker, a little easier to hold, has a nice hand cup pop sound to it. There's a few things that you should do probably to make it work a little bit better, and we'll go over those later. But my main issue that I want to make sure everyone else is at least aware of, and I'm not trying to cause any further problems, but you may encounter this. I can't believe I'm the only person that didn't. The screws are practically non-standard, at least here in the United States. They look like Phillips, but after talking with some other members, I found out that they are technically Phillips number 000, and I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. But I only had a Phillips 0 and a 00 to work with, and unfortunately, using those to get these screws out damaged them. I've damaged all 8 of my screws. Now, I did not buy mine through the group buy. I bought mine on AliExpress, and I do have a request with the seller to discuss this with the manufacturer. And the manufacturer did write back and said, yes, we will take care of you, not right away. And I can understand why. They've got bigger things on their plate right now. So that's all I'm hoping for, is to get these replaced. Other than that, the reason I took those out was because there's a screw inside here that goes into the top of this middle plate, and it's the same on both sides. And the idea was to keep these from coming apart, so that you don't accidentally, if you're doing it too wild and crazy, it doesn't fly off into the water down there, But it was somebody else in the group that pointed out how those weren't really necessary and they were interfering a little bit, and I took his advice and took them out. When I get home, we'll pop this apart maybe and just take a quick look at what there is going on, and that's it. I think this has a great future. There's a smaller version of this on the way called the Pod. I'm really looking forward to that. Let's all be thankful that this is a stand-up company, and it sounds like they are going to come through and fix the issues. And like I said, we'll take a quick look at it, take it apart, and that'll be it. But so thanks for watching up to this point, and that's it. Okay, everybody, we're back inside. Let's take this apart and get a closer look at what's going on. The reason I wanted to take mine apart was because it was starting to bind up, and I'm going to reference a fellow that knew a lot more about this than I did, LeftyEDC. He has a channel here on YouTube, and I'll link to his video about this in the notes. But he's the one that pointed out that you don't need to have that screw installed in here. Now, the purpose of that screw is to keep this from falling apart. And if you remove it, well, the whole thing pops apart. But I don't think it's necessary. People that have had some experience with this now just feel like it's there as a safety precaution. You really don't need to have them there, so we just wanted to take them out. Now, I mistakenly thought that I had to remove these 4 screws in order to get this plate off to get access to that middle screw. And I was wrong. You can take this apart without removing any screws. The way you do that is, say we want to take off this top plate here, extend it the whole way, then push that plate back so that it lines up with the middle plate. Now, grab it firmly, and the plate you want to remove, grab it from the sides, not like this. Grab it like this, lift and wiggle. Now when it comes off, you'll see that there is a slight keyhole here, and that's what allows the screw head to go through. I wish I'd known that, because I went and tried to remove these 4 screws, and that's where I did my damage, and that's what I'd like to warn you guys against. It's a special screw size, and it's not a Phillips that you're going to have. It is a Phillips, but in a typical kit like this, mine only went down to a Phillips, for instance, they get smaller as the number goes down. I have a Phillips 1, a Phillips 0, and a Phillips 00. And the Phillips 1 was just, maybe I could show it better to you with this. The Phillips 1 just didn't want to sit in there. It's too big. So you think the next step would be the Phillips 0. And you get in there, and it wants to catch, but it's not getting a good enough purchase on the material. And I think this is probably what I ended up using, and in the process I practically stripped all of these other screws. The next step down that you could try is a Phillips 00. When you get to that size, it's so small that it really doesn't make much of a purchase, and it really wants to spin around more. So you're more likely to even strip it with this one. Now, after talking to a friend on the internet, he found out that it's that these screws are Phillips number 000. Now you would think that a 000 is even smaller than a 0 or a 00, but that's not the case at all. I looked one up on the internet. It's approximately the same size as a Phillips 0, and the only difference is the tip is ground down just maybe a 0.5 millimeter, so that it's just a little bit flatter. And what that allows is, see, here's a Phillips 0, a normal one. It doesn't want to get down in there, but had that tip been ground off, well, it could go down just a little bit further into and seat and get a better grip. And since I don't have a 000, I took a bit that I had and ground the tip off. So this was from a different micro screwdriver set, and it's a Phillips 0, and I took and filed just the tip off. There we go. And that allows it to seat very nicely in there when you don't have anything else. Now, like I said, that's my only issue, and otherwise I'm very happy with this slider, and I'm just hoping that when things calm down here, that I can possibly get 8 replacement screws. It really would have been nice if these were Torx, or at the very least Allen head screws, but it is what it is, I guess. Another thing, a suggestion just for future thoughts there, a little video. You wouldn't even have to worry about the language barrier there. Just a little instructional video explaining, this takes a special screwdriver. Do this first. Try this. Take it apart like this rather than take it apart like that. All little things that would be nice. Another thing would be to always include extra pieces in case you lose them. So it'd be nice to see some extra screws as well. But other than that, this is a favorite. I recommend it. Even the fellow that we've gotten all this advice from, with all the trouble he's had, he still recommends it. Just a few bumps in the road during this first release, but definitely worth it. And I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.